and welcome to episode 17 of The Lonely Knitter. My name's Laura and this is my podcast all about my knitting. If you haven't been here before, then welcome. This is my kitchen. You can find me on Instagram as The Lonely Knitter, on Ravelry as The Lonely Knitter 2, and I have a Ravelry group as well for the podcast, The Lonely Knitter podcast group. I'm not crazy active on there, but I am going to be doing a giveaway after all of my knitting talk on this episode, so there will be a thread put up in there for that where you can enter the giveaway, so you might want to know about it this time. Anyway, I'm Laura. I live in Suffolk in England, and I am a lonely knitter because I don't have any real life knitting friends. I now have quite a few online knitting friends, but no real life ones. So this is sort of my knit night where I get to talk all about my knitting because I don't have anyone to talk to about it otherwise. I'm definitely getting more online knitting friends, though I need to clarify now. Okay, I don't have lots of real life knitting friends, but I do have friends. I have now had quite a few people say to me, "Oh, that's so sad." Sorry if you can hear that jingling, it's the cat having a bit of a scratch and her collar has a bell on it. Yeah, I've had quite a few people say to me, "Oh, it's so sad, you have no friends, that's such a sad Instagram name." And I'm like, nah, just knitting. Like, I've got lots of friends. I'm not totally on my Todd over here. So yeah, you don't need to worry about me because I'm the lonely knitter. I'm just the lonely knitter to knitter friends, and I would love more knitter friends, so come and be my knitting friends, but don't be stressing that I'm all on my own over here. Like, I do live in a house with my husband and my child, and I have lots of friends. Anyway, so if you have been here before, thank you so much for coming back, and if you are here and you think this isn't for you, well, that is fine. There are plenty of other knitting podcasts on YouTube, so I'm sure you'll find one you like. If you do like what you see, please do subscribe because you would not believe how amazing that feels. And when I hit certain milestones, I will do giveaways. So for example, in the last couple of weeks we have gone over 100 subscribers. That's massive for me. I know for some people they're like, 100, that's nothing. For me that is huge. I am one stressed out, tired toddler mum. I am desperately trying to lose weight and it's not really happening. My hair needs a wash and seriously my knitting is the only thing keeping me sane. So every time someone subscribes to my podcast, there is a little bit of me that goes, and then I go back to wiping a toddler's bum, and well, yesterday I was cleaning poo off the living room carpet. So, you know, the subscribers, you guys mean a lot to me. Anyway, so I'm going to plough right on and start with finished objects for this week because otherwise we're not going to get anywhere, and it is already 10 to 10 on Sunday night. I have work tomorrow night until 10:30, and if I don't get started I'm not going to get any sleep, and I'm going to be up at 6 with a toddler and just Anyway, so my first finished objects are a pair of teeny tiny sweaters. Oh, they're the cutest jumpers I have ever seen in my life. So here we go. So these are the first of Christmas ornaments for this year. I have decided to knit sort of an advent calendar. It's not an advent calendar because I'm not doing all that work. What I'm doing is 24 ornaments and hopefully going to get my little girl a little tree for her bedroom with some fairy lights on, and every day she can pick out of a bag, maybe, mystery, an advent thing to hang on her tree. So every day she can get up in the morning and pull out one of her little things to put on her tree and hang it on. I don't know if it'll work. She's one. She'll probably get one thing out and then go crazy because I won't let her take them all out, so that will probably happen, but we'll see. So these little guys are from the, and I have got notes this week, from the Holiday Charm set by Susan B. Anderson. They are called the Wee Sweater. So this one, so cute. This is from Ancient Leftovers Sock Scraps. Ancient. I know I knit socks from this yarn, but I can't even really remember what they look like because It was so long ago I don't own these anymore. Like, as in, I would have been in uni, maybe first year of uni. So we're talking, I knit this 10 years ago almost. So that one, it's got a little hangy. And then this one, which is knit from Water Sprite colourway of, I've got a pen on my hand, Water Sprite colourway of Bakery Bears sock yarn, and a tiny little scrap that was left over from another project. And this is such an easy pattern, you guys. I think it might have finished now, but there was like 50% off to begin with on this pattern, and it's a set of patterns, there's a bunch of them. I had the fall charm set as well, and it's so easy to follow patterns, so well written. These take me, well, the child was awake and I did it in less than an hour and a half, and in that time I definitely changed the nappy and played with this whole menage of toot stuff that we have in our living room at the moment. So they do not take very long at all, and they are seriously fun and seriously cute. So 2 tiny little sweaters. I knit 2 jumpers this week. So those are my first finished object. And my second finished object is something that I hadn't even thought about until Tuesday. So recorded on Sunday, posted on Monday, and then on Tuesday night after work, my work week was finished because I only worked 2 days this week. I wanted to knit The Land of Sweets cowl by Helen Stewart, Curious Handmade, and I didn't have enough minis for it. And then I also want to get cracking like crazy on a sock yarn blanket. I already have one upstairs that is part way done. I'm going to be building on that. I started that blanket 10 years ago when I was in uni. I want to really do something with it. So it's a half done, completely half done blanket. So in the Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted, a couple of people said they would send me minis, and one of those people was Mina, Knitting Expat, and she sent me a ton, 20 in fact, little scrapballs, and I say little, one of them was like 30 grams, so that's not a scrap. And they all ranged from sort of between 5 grams, and there was only a couple that were 5 grams, most of them were way over that, and 30 grams, so I think there was loads. And I still have quite a few of them left, and I will show you what I have left at the end. But I was also gifted the Land of Sweets cowl pattern in Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted, so I thought I am going to knit it with these minis. So here it is. It hasn't been blocked. I will block it and I will show it again next week when it has been blocked. But it was such a fun pattern and it went so quick, it was ridiculous. So I cast this on Tuesday night. I only worked on it for an hour on Tuesday night because Ellie has been sleeping so badly this week. She has been going down so late, it's ridiculous, and it's just really hard work. So some of it I can knit in the dark. There was quite a few repeats that were nice, so simple, not the lacy ones. I didn't really fancy knitting them in the dark because I couldn't read my pattern either, but all of the ones that are sort of like a ribby pattern and the ones that I just knit were absolutely fine. So I knit this, started it on Tuesday night and cast it off on Saturday night. Yeah, last night, Saturday night. Just working on it in the evenings, not during the day at all. So I am so chuffed, and it has been talked about already around this house as it's being called the Mina cowl, just because it's all from the minis that she sent me. So I cannot wait to block this and wear it because I always get a cold neck and I don't have a cowl. I don't even have a scarf, like there isn't, I have store-bought ones, but I don't have any that are handmade, and I always feel a bit of a fraud when I'm wearing store-bought stuff, and I know for a fact that I can knit it and enjoy it, have something that I love. So I need to block this because it's going to have way more space to it once it has been blocked, but I really love it. I was going to gift it, it was going to go in my Christmas gifting pile, but I don't have a knitworthy recipient who would love this cowl enough, and it is special. So I think I am the only person that would love it enough, so I'm going to have to keep it. So this one's staying with me. The only person that I could think that might love it enough would be my nanny. My grandma doesn't like to wear wool, especially close to her neck. She's just a little bit, it's too sensitive for it. But my nanny would probably appreciate it. But quite a lot of the colours are not her colours, and I don't think she'd like to pull something down over her head because she does like her hair to stay a certain way and she's got short hair and it's styled, so I think this would not be a good choice for her. But I do want to make a lot of my presents this year. I just decided on it quite last minute. I know we're only still in November, but these presents take a lot of time to do, so yeah. This is my Land of Sweets cowl, all finished and just needed blocking. So those are my two, well, three technically, finished objects for this week. The next one is sort of halfway between a whip and, sorry, I've got a really dry mouth and I feel like I talk funny when I have a dry mouth. Anyway, yeah, my next item is sort of, it is a whip, but it's not, because right now it's not got any active stitches. But it could be an FO if I wanted it to be. It's my Texture Time cowl from Stephen West. So this, I feel like, has just been with me everywhere in the last couple of months, and I love it to pieces. And it could be done if I wanted it to be done. But I don't know, I love the border that is on his, you know, the optional border. Optional, keyword there, optional. I love the optional border so much that I think I'm just going to have to knit it. But at the same time, I feel like I need this to be over, so I'm not 100% sure if it's going to get done. I might just wear it around like this until I'm ready, and I haven't tackled all the ends yet either. I feel like this was such a feat of knitting that I could just wear it happily with all the ends hanging out and I'd be fine with that. But I love it, it's so squishy, and it isn't a finished object because honestly I do want to knit the border, so I'm going to knit the border. I just don't know when that's going to happen, so we'll wait and see. So this was knit from, and I have written it out as a list today. So the light pink, this is mohair. I don't know if you can see, but you can see through it. It's mohair, single strand. I held it, and it is from Hedgerow Yarns. Then this is actually 2 yarns striping, but I think there isn't so much of a, unless you look carefully, you can't always really tell. So the bumps are, the pearl bumps are Bakery Bears yarn in the Hogsmeade Station colourway, and the dips, the green yarn, is Water Sprite, which is another colourway from Bakery Bears yarn, and then the pink at the end is East of 3 yarns, and then there is also a purple in here, and the best place to see it, I think there'll be quite a bit of it in the border though, I'm not 100%, but the best place to see it is in the braids. So you can see this is 2 colour braids, and it is the pink yarn, but there is also a purple that it is braided with, and that purple is from Family Tree Yarns. So yeah, that is my Texture Time mystery knit along. All of the sections done apart from the optional border, which will get done, just I don't know when. So I want it to be done soon because I think it's so pretty. So I'm going to get that done at some point. You might have seen me knitting at the start of this episode. I haven't really included this as a whip because it's just a sock. It has a pattern texture on the front that I'm sort of working out the pattern for. I just did it in my head, so it's a bit funny at the start and then it goes right after. But I kind of like that learning process, so I'm not going to rip that out and change the fact that it's a bit wonky. This is a Fine Fish Yarns sock blank, so squiggly yarn, you can see it there, so it's coming out quite lumpy. It's actually forcing me to want to buy sock blockers, and I think I'm actually going to take the leap and buy some. Not expensive ones, I don't have a lot of money right now, but I am going to buy some sock blockers. I was knitting on this at the start of the podcast. That is the only time that I have knit on it in the last week. This is my podcast sock at the moment. My next whip is one that I just cast on tonight after I finished those 2 little sweaters. I was like, I need to really crack on with Christmas knitting. This is one of the World's Simplest Mittens by Tin Can Knits. It is a free pattern on Ravelry, and this is how far I am so far. I have never knit this pattern before, had it in my library for forever. I'm using a cake stitch marker in there as well, and yeah, I'm knitting it out of Stylecraft Batik Elements it is for, it's in the phosphorus colour, but this is for my niece. She is the same age as my daughter. They were born 4 days apart, and my daughter will probably get some as well, my Ellie, but I'm not sure she'll get them. Well, she probably will get them before Christmas because I won't want to have her go through winter without any this year. She has some store-bought ones, but they're not knitted, they're like fabric ones, and they keep coming off, or she keeps pulling them off, whereas this has a nice long cuff that I think will, and a thumb, so it'll be a lot easier for her to wear them. But these are a Christmas present, one of hopefully many. I think I'm also going to make mittens for the 2 little boys that we hang around with a lot, who are all born in the same week as my niece and my daughter. So there should be at least 3 pairs of mittens for gifting and 1 pair for my little girl, plus loads of other things, but this is just a start. So it's that, and then this I did earlier today, and I've put it onto waste yarn because I cannot find any polyfill. I don't know what I've done with all my stuffing. I think I used quite a lot of it in the little hearts for our wedding. I don't know what I've done with the rest of it, if I have it still. Must have tidied it somewhere. But this is going to be a reindeer snowball buddy from the Snowball Buddies patterns from Susan Claudino. It's paid for Ravelry pattern, and I found them through looking at some other people's projects, and they are so cute. So this one's knit like a little hat. I actually found this through looking through Ravelry at, let me find Amy's projects, Amy as in Froggy Monkey. I just found her on Instagram through some of her really nice pictures, like she was just one of my suggested ads, so I added, like, followed her, and then I realised that it's Amy as in Amy and Darren, who years and years ago, when they did a podcast, it must have been years ago, it must have been a long time ago, I'm not 100%, but they did a podcast and I used to watch it on YouTube ages ago. I was like, I recognise her in one of the pictures, and I was like, oh my gosh. Anyway, so she said, because I commented on one of her pictures of Christmas ornaments knitting, and she was like, look on my project page, because I keep all of them on there, and I've done a few. So I had a look and I fell in love with this pattern. So it's going to be a reindeer snowball buddy. So it's got a little hat, and it's so clever how it gets you to pick up stitches underneath the brim, so it like sits on like a proper little hat. But I need to knit the bottom. I need to start, basically I'm decreasing now, so I need to stuff it, then add on antlers and stuff, ears, but I can't do any more until I get the stuffing. So I've put that on my yarn and tucked that away, and used the needles for the mittens instead. So that's being housed in my Dockpool Lane bag that I got when we did a swap in the project bags, 2018 Christmas project bag 2018 swap. So that's in there. It's just done with a load of acrylic that I have in the house, because I have a ton. My house is partly insulated with acrylic yarn. Not as good as wool, I do appreciate that. So I think that's about it for whips. It is. So I'm going to go on to stash enhancement. So this is everything that I have been given or bought this week. I've only actually bought one thing, and I have been given a lot of things because all of my parcels for Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted turned up, and I'm incredibly grateful. And I know I sent out a lot of things, and the value, I've counted up the value of quite a lot of, like, the Ravelry patterns that I gifted, the amount of parcels that I took to the post office, you know, like I've given out a good amount. I don't feel bad about being given a lot of things, is what I'm saying here, because I gave out a lot of stuff. But I'm incredibly grateful for the people that chose to grant my wishes, because it was a bit above and beyond. I'm going to crack on. Top of the pile. Top of the pile is this project bag. It is from Jilly Makes. Now, I really love Jilly. She's really nice. I've never met her. She's an Instagram friend, and she's an incredibly supportive woman. So, you know when you get those people, and it's Jilly with a G, G-I-L-L-Y, you know when you get those certain people who build people up. She messaged me when but just in general, very supportive, nice, lovely lady. So she granted my wish of a project bag, and it is this. It's quite a large bag. Like, I can get a lot of things in here, and this week I've actually been using it as a handbag and had quite a few compliments. So I'm going to continue with that because it's so handy. So it's got a massively wide opening. You can really open it wide. It is drawstring. I haven't been using the drawstring, but you can, and it has 2 handles, so everything's nice and secure. I haven't used the drawstring at all. I've left it open all week like that, and loved it. She has the cutest little cloud with a sheep on tag there, and she has an Etsy shop, and I think she's incredibly well priced. On payday I am buying a Snoopy bag. She has set it aside for me. It's a Snoopy Christmas bag. It's that and some very cheap snot blockers are going to be my 2 sort of, that's my online purchases for the entire month. I am going to be really tight with myself otherwise, and then if I can find noodle soup yarns in Norwich, I'm going to go and hunt her down. But this is Julie's card. If anyone's interested, she's Julie Makes on Instagram and Ravelry. Not Ravelry, Etsy. I mean, she might be on Ravelry, I don't know, but Etsy. But it's gorgeous. It's really sturdy and strong, and it has this beautiful like feather pattern on the inside. This bag has been housing my Land of Sweets cowl, which is obviously now finished, so I think I'm going to put the mittens in here because they're going to be travelling around with me this week. But it is currently full of sock yarn scraps, and some of these are not scraps. I mean, look at that. But I have so many beautiful yarns, and even though I've knit with all of them, so there's 20 of them in here, I've knit with every single one, and I think it says you need to allow 8 grams of each colour, but I think I only actually took about 5 grams of each colour, because one I only had 5 grams of and it was fine. But so considering all of these that are left in here have had at least 5 grams come off them to go into a stripe of the Land of Sweets cowl, I still have a nice little chunk of a tiny little ball of each one left. So this is really going to make a huge difference when it comes to my my sock yarn blanket. I mean, there's tons here, man. Tons. That's so pretty. So these are all from Mina, otherwise known as the Knitting Expat. Dude, someone who is knitting famous knows who I am and sent me some stuff. Like, that's kind of amazing. Knitting famous, and I have her on. So yeah, that's why my Land of Sweets cowl has become the Mina cowl, because it's from Mina. And yes, I have loads left, and I'm going to do lots more with them, and they're all going to live in my Julie Makes bag, which I just absolutely love, and has totally become my handbag. So there's those. My next thing, I'm going to mark these off as I go, because there are so, I have been very, 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 very spoilt. So my next one are these. So when I asked for minis, someone else answered my prayer as well, and I got a really cute little card of this squirrel. This is from Fiona. She is Snug as a Little Bug on Instagram, and she granted my yarn wish for minis, but these minis are amazing. They have these little, like, do you call them neps? Are they neps? And them. This one not so much. But it's so pretty. And then this one is the nicest pink ever. And then this dusty colour. It's grey. So nice. So yeah, very, very spoilt. And I feel like I need to save these for something special, or do something with them now, but special. Something stripy. They're nice. I love them. Next thing, I'm going to put those down there so we're not done. Next thing, this actually turned up the last week, but I didn't show it on last week's podcast, so I knew I was waiting for some other things, and I thought I'd do it all together. This is from Moppy and the Squid. She gave away a bunch of yarns as a Yarn Wish Granted sort of reverse, and said people shout out which one they like, and the first person to sort of say which one they like of each one will get it. And she said it wasn't yarn that she dyed, it was from her stash, but this one was in there, and I loved it so much. I love the colours so much. That green, I love green, but then with the pink and the sort of purple and the blue, and oh my gosh, just all of it I absolutely adore. Loved it so much. I commented on a post, said I would love that, and no one else had said that they wanted it, so I got it first. Then I also was sent, oh, and she put on the back of her business card that it is 75% superwash BFL, 25% nylon, and there's no other details, so I don't know anything else about it. But it also came with this adorable too jingly for the camera little candy cane stitch marker. So, well, progress keeper. So thank you so much. I'll just show the business card. Moppy and the Squid. So that came last week, but I didn't show it. And then my next thing, which I haven't brought down to show you but I will tell you about, is my knitting advent calendar. I think it was Lay Family Yarn did a call to sort of say, does anyone want to do a swap for an advent calendar? Which was great for me because I couldn't really afford to lay out quite a lot of money on an advent calendar this year, or any year for me so far. I want to and I will one day, but this year it just wasn't going to happen. And I got paired with Jane of Family Tree Yarns, and I sent hers the other week, and then I got mine this week, and I got a little handmade Christmas ornament and chocolate for my daughter and some treats for me, and then 24 individually wrapped minis and present for Christmas Day. So very spoiled, and I'm going to be opening that through December. I'll probably try and do it on Instagram, like on my stories. So yeah, there's that. My next thing, this is so nice. I haven't tried this before. Well, I'll take my note out. I haven't tried these before. So this is from Sam, and she is Little Bud Creations on Instagram, and it is Drops Alpaca, which is 100% alpaca. Cute, and it's so soft. But it also came with Drops Baby Alpaca Silk, Baby Alpaca and Mulberry Silk, and it is even softer. Oh my gosh. So these two are so gorgeous. I'm incredibly, like, I almost don't want to do anything with them because they're so nice, but I feel like they need to be a little bit of something colour work, maybe for Ellie. I don't know, maybe I'll save them, maybe they need to go on my hands. Ooh. So yeah, I love them, love them, and I've never knit with Drops Alpaca or Baby Alpaca Silk. I've only knit so far with Drops Nepal, which is what I have a nearly one sleeve left on to do on the flax, and enough yarn to knit flax for my daughter as well, but I just haven't got around to it. So I got those from Sam, thank you so much. And then I'm going to go with this. Oh, let me just cross that off. So this is from Creative Explorer, which is also Nicola, Creative Explorer on Instagram. And this is Willow Fibres, Blue Face Leicester hand-dyed sock yarn, superwash, 100 grams, 400 metres. That's so pretty. And yeah, this was offered up as a Yarn Wishes Granted reverse. Nobody had cleaned it, and green is a good colour for me. I love all colours, and probably purples, reds and more, browns and more my favourite, but green is, I love all colours. They're all strong contenders for me. I've literally not found a colour that I don't like, but this one is yum. What with it being BFL, but I don't know if there's any nylon in there at all. I don't think there is because it doesn't say there is. I'm not sure. This might be for my hands or my head. I could hold it double and knit a hat. just wear it as a headband. I think it looks good on me. Then this one was also Yarn Wishes Granted reverse, and this is a little bit sheepish. I have never tried this yarn before, and this was sent to me by Hulsa27. Just said Holes as her name, so hi Hulsa27 on Instagram. And this is my green. This colour green is my green. Like, oh, so gorgeous. This one is Superwash Blueface Ester PFL and nylon, 75% wool, 25% nylon, in the Bacchus, is that how you say it? Bacchus colourway, and I love it. And I think this might have to be wound up and be the On the Hill mitts by Fingerless Mitts by Kay, Crazy Sock Lady Kay. I got given that as a Yarn Wishes Granted. The pattern is the Yarn Wishes Granted as well, so I feel like that's a good pairing when I put the yarn and the pattern together, and yeah, and it'll go in my Jilly Makes bag, and it'll all be Yarn Wishes Granted together. So I think that might become. Can't decide if I want to do that and gift them to someone this year. If I'm not going to, then they will wait until after Christmas for me to make them. If I am going to gift them this year, then obviously they need to be done before Christmas. So I'll wait and see if there's anyone I think might be a worthy enough recipient. And my finally, because there's been so much stuff this week, it's crazy, and I never normally have this. So if you're new, I don't normally have. I mean, last week I had a Yarnporium haul, so it looks like I have tons every week. Promise, man, we're going to go into a lull now. But oh, actually there is a couple. Might be going into a lull. This thing, so the last thing, this I actually bought myself. Sorry for the rustling. This is Steampunk Sheep Yarns, and I follow her on Instagram, and I'm always blown away by all the pictures. I just didn't have a ton of money to spend at the moment, but I still like to look. It's not payday till next Friday, and obviously I got married since I was last paid. Normal wedding was very expensive, and then our honeymoon, and I have ended up with no cash. But I saw these, and they are 5-gram minis, and I can use 5-gram minis. I mean, I can get a wee sweater out of every single one of these if I want to. I'm sure I'll do other things with it though, and there's other patterns in that set. But here they are. They are sorry for the glare, 5-gram minis of Steampunk Sheep Yarns yarn, and set of 6 mini skeins, merino nylon, 5 grams, approximately 21 meters per skein, and they are in, and I think it goes in this way, it must do, the Nightmare After Halloween, Steampunk Angel Speckle, Golden Cog, Russet Cog, Rusty Cog, and Christmas Mix, or Xmas Mix. And you can see this very cute little envelope on the front. I don't want to break it because it's so cute, but when I opened it up, it came with a very, very, very cute stitch marker that is a little Santa. It's Father Christmas. So I've got a Father Christmas to dangle for a minute, and I might even swap the cake that I've got on my World's Simplest Mitts for Santa. There you go. For the little Father Christmas, because he is so cute and it is Christmas knitting. So I'm going to tuck him back in there just for now, so I don't lose him. The reason I bought this, because I didn't have a ton of cash, but I was kind of really feeling like I needed a bit of a fix because I'd had a bit of a hard evening. It was crazy cheap. £4.50 for 6 mini skeins, so 30 grams of yarn. I think that's alright. £4.50 to try all those different colours. I'll definitely be able to get a wee sweater out of probably each one if I wanted to, or just go into sock yarn, blanket, anything, and 50p postage. So she's on Etsy, so £5 overall, and I've got 6 5-gram mini skeins and a stitch marker, so I think that's an absolute bargain. That's everything from Moustache Enhancement. I actually feel like I need a bit of a breather now. That's quite a lot of stuff. Anyway, so plans going ahead for the next week, knitting wise, are going to be to crack on making mittens, see how many pairs I can get done, and just in general try and make try and knit Christmas decoration things for my little girl's adventy thing. Try and think of what to gift people. I have an idea with thrummed mittens for a lot of people, so we'll see. I'm going to do a giveaway now, and then I will do a little bit of talking about week in review, but it's 10 and I'm feeling like I need matchsticks to prop my eyelids open. So I went over 100 subscribers in the last few weeks, and what with the wedding and in general them being away for a couple of weeks, there was not much podcasting going on, and I keep forgetting to show you my wedding flowers. I've got my bouquet upstairs and I will try and remember to bring that down next time and show you, because it was all crocheted, and you know, like everything just became a bit of a lot of work, like, and podcasting was the thing that had to stand to the side for a little while. But in that time I crept over 100 subscribers, and that means quite a lot to me. That 100 people, more than 100 people now, I think we're at like 104, but for more than 100 people to actually click a button to say yes, I like this and I would watch it again, click. So I'm really chuffed. So I'm going to give away a little set that I was given by Diane of Knitting Bunting fame on Instagram. Now I'm going to find out I've done something wrong. Let me just double check. So I'm just going onto Instagram. So I love this lady's yarn. Yes, Diane. Yeah. I've actually got a few skeins of Elm Tree Yarns. So that is Knitting Bunting on Instagram is Diane, who runs Elm Tree Yarns. I've got a few skeins of the yarn. And I had mentioned when I had bought one of her skeins that I had a podcast and I like to review stuff on there, and her yarns on my previous podcast. And she said, would I like a giveaway to give on my podcast? And I was totally blown away that someone would want to do that for me. It is a little bit squished because it's been, obviously it came to me in the post and it's been sitting in my bedside cabinet till I was ready to give it away. It's quite special, I think, so I wanted to wait until I had a really good reason to give it away. So this is actually a pack. I'm trying to decide if I want to open it or not. I might open it. So it is the Peak District Yarn Trail pack, and it's got a list on the back of a ton of different, all the good yarn stores to go to in the area. There's some, I'm not going to get it all out, I'll get the yarn out. But it comes with 100 grams of sock yarn. It's superwash merino and nylon 80/20, 100 grams, and it is Winter at Hilltop Farm. It is just gorgeous, I think. There we go. And in the bag you get the yarn trail flyer. You will see there's some Haribo and some postcards and a tea, and I think it is such, all those little goodies that are in there, and I think it's such a gorgeous little pack to send out to someone to give away. Sorry for all the crinkling, but I'm really grateful to Diane. Go and check her out on Instagram. So you'll find her on Instagram as Knitting Bunting and on Etsy as Elm Tree Yarns. And I love her yarn. It's gorgeous. And if you would like to be in with a chance of winning this little pack, I am so grateful that it was given to me to give away to pass on to one of my viewers. All you have to do, I'm going to make it a really easy one. Go over to my Ravelry group. There will be a thread open that says 100 subscriber giveaway, and I just want you to go in there and to comment. I will ask a question in there like, what are you currently working on? And I want you to tell me. And if you can give me a pattern reference, you know, if you say it's by this person and on Ravelry, that'd be great, because I'm always looking for new patterns that are good. So I want to know what you're working on. So go over to my Ravelry group, which is Lonely Knitter Podcast group, on Ravelry, and tell me what you're working on in the 100 subscriber giveaway, and you could be in with a chance to win this. This giveaway is open to anyone in the world. I will post it anywhere. I'm not going to announce on Ravelry who the winner is. I will close this not next week but the week after, so you'll have a full 2 weeks pretty much to enter. When this video goes live, the Ravelry group will already be up and ready to go, so head on over there. The Ravelry, you know what I mean, the thread, it's late, I'm tired, it took a long time for the child to go to sleep, it's all getting a bit frazzled. So yeah, head on over there if you'd like a chance to enter. I will announce the winner on the podcast, not next week, but the week after, so you have to watch the episode if you want to know who won. If you do not, then contact me and claim your prize. I will then go on to select another winner in the future. So it is a case of you have to be, I wanted to go to someone who watches the podcast basically, so watch it. But yeah, if you want to enter, go over to the Ravelry group. You could win this. So that's sort of everything yarny that I want to talk about today, and it is getting late, so I'm not going to go on for ages with my what's gone on this week, but I'm just going to talk a little bit about my life this week. So if you're not interested and this is where you leave, thank you so much for watching. We're at like 40 minutes, so if you've hung around for all that time, get me in. I am very grateful, and I will hopefully see you next time. If you are staying, then great, let's chat. This week started fine for me, rubbish for my little brother. So my little brother's 23rd birthday on Sunday, last Sunday when I was last recording, that was his birthday. And he is in flight school, so in a way, my granddad's a retired pilot, my dad's an airline pilot, and my brother is in flight school near London. And he was in a car accident on his way to school. Someone pulled out on him. It was the other driver's fault. The guy, like, careless driving. Not my brother's fault at all, but my brother's car was proper smashed up. Basically, the guy who he hit, but it wasn't his fault, it was the other guy's fault, was uninsured. So he, you know, uninsured drivers, so selfish and illegal, but selfish. So the other guy's car got towed because obviously it was impounded because he should have been driving. And my brother's car was put up on the side of the road. He got on the side of the road and he came back later with a trailer to get it, and it had been pinched with all of his belongings in because he lives down there during the week, so he had loaded it up with everything. Someone had come and got him from the school, and they'd gone back later with a trailer to collect the car, and it had been nicked by a recovery, like someone had recovered it and offered it at a scrapyard. So he'd been offered at a local scrapyard and hadn't been taken, so it had gone elsewhere, and my brother's got no hope basically. So it was very sad for my brother, who was also left with no clothes because he literally put all of his belongings into the back of that car. So I had to go and pick him up on the Friday. So he lives there, the school managed to lend him a car for the midweek. So I worked Monday night, my normal shift worked 1:30 till 10:30, and then I worked all in Tuesday, and Tuesday night I started Land of Sweet Scale. Wednesday, Thursday, me and Ellie just did loads of fun things together because it's been a long time since we've been in our normal routine, because we've been away for 2 weeks, and before that, with all the wedding stress, she was a bit cooped up and we didn't do as much as we normally do. So we went to the local wildlife park, which we have a membership for, and a few things like that. And Friday afternoon, we all piled in the car, me and Elle, not all, me and Elle piled in the car and did the sort of 2.5 hour drive to get my little brother from school and bring him back here. And he has now sorted himself a car to take with him this week, so I don't have to take him. But it's been pretty stressful for him, and kind of, I mean, I had my purse stolen out of my pushchair a few weeks ago, and just before, a couple of weeks before the wedding, and it was devastating for me. It had pictures in it, it had a Pandora ring that I'm sure could be replaced, but it wouldn't be my Pandora ring, and they used my debit and credit cards and took loads of money. I don't know if I actually talked about this on the podcast. Basically, I was robbed, and I got all the money back. They just took it out of my pushchair when I wasn't looking. I got all the money back straight away, but I'm never going to get my purse back. I've had to pay money out to get replacement for things like the Sea Life Centre once. for the membership card that we have, so that I can take my daughter whenever I want. They want money to replace the card when it's lost, and I'm like, I didn't lose it, it was pinched. And they're like, well, tough, it's an admin fee. I do understand it's not their fault, they have to do the work, but it kind of stings when you had it nicked and it's not your fault and now you've lost out. His is on a massive scale in comparison, and I just feel so bad for him. It's such an invasion of privacy. And then this weekend, I cleared out a spare room. So we have a 3-bedroom house. You wouldn't know it because the 3rd bedroom, which is a big bedroom, Ellie's in the smaller one because it's the nursery, it's been a dumping ground for the last 2 years. Since we moved in here, everything just gets dumped in there. And I was fed up of it, and also, if we choose to have another baby in the next couple of years, which is hopefully maybe going to be the plan, we want to move her and leave the nursery as it is. And I wanted to have a nice big girl bedroom, so I threw a lot of stuff away. I charity shopped a lot of stuff, a lot of things went out of this house. We had a massive, absolutely mammoth clear out, which I feel really good about. You can see the floor in there for once as well, which is quite nice. I have a bit of a wider, like a clearer idea of all the yarn I have, and I don't actually have that much that isn't acrylic because there's just tons. There's tons of the stuff. I'm trying to work through it because I don't want to throw anything away, but there's tons. I don't have a massive stash really. I need some more sweater quantities of yarn, so that's the one thing I really don't have. But yeah. And then today is Sunday, and I've been sorting again. Been sorting all her clothes. So I've taken that, like in our living room we have huge piles because I just haven't got around to sorting it. So it's a giant pile, 0 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 6 to 9 months, 9 to 12 months, and 12 to 18 month clothes. And I've got those Space Saver storage bags where you stick the Hoover on it and it sucks all the air out. I'm going to fill all them up tomorrow and from all the piles and label them, and then they're going to go into storage because if we have another girl, if we have a baby, if we have another girl, we'll reuse all that stuff, and if we have a boy, I can do a massive car boot and sell it all. But we'll just wait and see. You never know. We haven't got any immediate plans at all. I just want it stored. I don't want to give it all away or chuck it. So yeah, that's all that's really happened this week. It's been quite a boring one. This week coming up, I'm working Monday night as always, Tuesday day, and then Saturday early shift. But that's about it. On Friday is payday, and we're going to like a role play place for my little girl. It's called Dinky Town, and they have loads of different. They have like a shop area, and they have a stage area, and they have a vet area, and they have a fire engine, horn tired, and things like that. So we're just going to have a relatively chilled week other than work. I don't work that much. I work in a pharmacy and I don't work that much, but I just would rather be knitting. Anyway, I've got through all of the week in review and what's coming up in a very short space of time, so I think I'm going to have to start leaving it there because I am going to fall asleep. I need to have a shower and go to bed. So I am going to sign off. Please do enter the giveaway if you fancy that yarn, and thank you for watching. Oh, and thank you last week. I did not know what HT was on that yarn, and multiple people, I had people message me. I had Julie of Suffolk Socks, whose yarn it was, message me on Instagram. Thank you. And a couple of other people also commented, a couple of other people messaged me to say it is High Twist. I didn't know that. You know, like, I've been knitting a long time. I've been buying indie dyed yarns for a long time. I think if I'd seen that before, I must have just ignored it. But thanks guys, learned something new. Yeah, so I'm gonna go. I've had a great week this week, and I hope you guys have too. And I think that's about it. So yeah, if you've managed to get through all of this, we are coming up to 50 minutes. Happy knitting guys, I hope you get a lot done in the next week, and going into my giveaway, and that's about it. Bye!